Okay, it says I'm live. All right. I'm running way behind. So maybe it's best nobody's here yet. I still got to take my meds. So bear with me. I swear I take more supplements than I do meds. But I got to get them in because I didn't have... this morning at 9:30, I had a blood draw. A fasting blood draw. So now I'm trying to catch up with the meds that I should have been taking because after I went to the doctor, I had to go to Costco and then Walmart. So I'm just trying to down these really fast, guys. Hi, Luna. Noise 7th. Hi, guys. I just got to get my lunchtime meds in that are almost 2 hours late because I wasn't home. That's part of them. Yeah, I guess you can't see them. Never mind. Here. Boop. Not so many. I can't. Yeah. Here. I'm not good at this shit. Yeah. But I got to take them. It's my muscle relaxant. It's my pain pill. It's my Tylenol. It's my Motrin. It's my Lasix. It's my levothyroxine. It's... and my Aleve. My style. Oh, well, okay, Captain. Prayers for your appointment that it goes good. Like I said, I just got back. I had my blood draw this morning. Yeah. But I got to take them. So it won't kick in. All right. So thinking, shite. So I don't even have my phone. Yo, just give me 2 seconds so I get my notepad. Hold on. Be right back. I can take notes on my phone. Nope, don't have my phone in here either. Okay. All right, I'm back. Hopefully, I won't be as shiny as I was last week or Tuesday. I remember to put on some powder to powder my nose, The old days, everybody had to go to the women had to go powder their nose in the bathroom. So, yeah, to go to the doctor for blood work. I'm watching my cholesterol. Lana, look into red rice yeast. You can get it anywhere. I get mine from Walmart. And it's the same stuff that they make Lipitor out of. My doctor told me like 25 years ago about it. And so that's what I take about 3 times a week. And it works. It really works. My curtains. Oh, that's the part of the green screen. Yeah, it's picking up because somewhere in the setting, red rice yeast. Here, I'll put it in here. Yeah. I don't know why I don't have the green screen. Maybe I do have the green screen setting on. Yeah. I'm trying to find some different green screen backgrounds so you don't have to look at this mess, but I haven't had time. Yeah, it's like, you're welcome on it. It makes a difference. Also look into some magnesium and some vitamin D. Now, I'm not giving medical advice, but this is what I take. and it seems to work really, really good. Years ago, I was vitamin D deficient because I worked in a store and never got outside very often. And that was before I started hiking. That's when I actually was barely walking back then. And the pain that comes from vitamin D deficiency is awful. It's a pain that's deep down in your bones. So yeah, it helps quite a bit, and it helps. I helps the mood, especially in the wintertime when you're getting enough vitamin D. Okay, so things I'll write down was prayers for Captain Tom. I gotta designate between Captain Tom and Captain Tommy, but Captain Tommy needs prayers too. He had a heart issue going on. I've got to, after this, go ship him some watches that my mother had that I told him to sell and just take the money and use it for people who need Suboxone or any kind of help. And I told him, I said, I only got like 4, and I apologize, one's a Seiko. But I took apart every watch I could find as a child. So, yeah, so I got a few of those, and he was concerned that I should keep one of them, and I showed him. I mean, they'd probably fit you, Lana, around your wrist because they're like this big around. I couldn't. They're like the width of around my fingers. These 3 fingers is how big. Yeah, it was. So, but we still gotta pray for the Middle East. Uh, what's his name? Netanyahu has pretty much said absolutely no ceasefire, no limited ceasefire. And I'm afraid with this, we're going to see pure evil come out in the world, even more than we're seeing now. Yeah. Thank you, Captain. Oh God. Maybe we can just start having 26 hours a day and hours in a day and I get more stuff done. Um we're gonna see uh Israel bombed a hospital just recently, and I don't think it's the same hospital that Hamas bombed the parking lot of last week. But you're gonna see the evil come out in just the general population on what side they pick, what kind of violence they're willing to find acceptable. Um, Killing innocents to me is never acceptable. I don't care what side you're on. It no. Yeah, it happens. It's a casualty of war, but when it's specifically sought out and done on purpose, rather than having your military fight each other, it's tough. The world is crazy. And as it gets going, it's not only going to get crazier, it's going to get scarier. Someone had pointed out the colors of the 4 horsemen: red, black, is it green and white? And then go look at the colors of different flags. There's that tie-in that some people have with it. I don't know. I mean, for centuries, thousands of years, they've said, the world's coming to an end. This is the time. This is when it's going to happen, and hasn't yet. So I'm crossing my fingers it don't happen yet. But oh, how many years ago back was that when the big talk about when people go up, not redemption. What's the word I'm looking for? Uh Shoot. I got on here and my brain just goes, bye, I'm leaving. Oh, nuts. We don't know all those people that the U.S. took in. No, no, I know. We have no background information at all. Not the redemption. When they take them all up. Rapture. There we go. A few years back, there was a big thing about the rapture, and I had me and the kids were shopping, and there was a full shopping cart in the aisle at Fred Meyer's, which is part of Kroger's, and just sitting. Nobody was around it, an empty aisle by itself. And I looked to the kids and I said, "Oh, look, the rapture happened, and we're still here." The guy came back from his cart for his cart. He wasn't that impressed, but uh, yeah, there's no background information. People are like, some people are like, "Oh, let him in," and I'm like, "Really? Yeah, that worked for my ancestors in the 1600s. Yeah, sure, that went great when people came into America." But we got a lot of military aged men that are coming up to the southern border and being dispersed throughout the country. And evidently, I saw something. I didn't have a time to check, but some Uber driver said a young guy said he was actually part of the UN. Blue helmets are bad. Thank you, Luna. I keep trying to. Yeah, I'm gonna get it right one of these days. I'm just gonna put a sticky on the top of my computer. My brain's fried. I was listening to Marilyn Manson on the ride home today. Uh, but we have to pray for the innocents. They didn't ask for this. They didn't want this. We have to pray for some of our politicians to see what they're funding or supporting, because this isn't going to be fixed in a day, a year. It hasn't been fixed in thousands of years. Yeah. Yeah. I always, for some reason, I have it in my head at first, Lana. Maybe it's because the kids listened to a lot of Lana Del Rey when they were younger. Just scratch all my packages. Um, so this isn't going to be a quick fix, and you're going to see people who will say, "From how's that go? From the river to the sea, a place will be free." What happens to the people that were next to the sea? They won't say it because they'll know they'll get nailed for being anti, you know what. So, but either way, both sides trying to eliminate each other at this time. We have enough technology to have some peace. It's not necessary, and I know neither side's going to give in. I think if we get our nose out of it, they may stop sooner. But that's what they want. I hope your appointment goes well, Captain. I do. Uh, so so we got prayers for both captains, prayers for the innocent. Um, Me at my end, well, some light prayers that my physical goes good next week. It should. I don't have. I really, other than the fibromyalgia and the osteoarthritis, I don't really have any health problems. But what will be, uh, if, both sides of my parents don't have had any health problems genetically. Nothing, no cancer, no heart disease. Uh, the only condition I inherited from my mother is it's called a lead foot. And if I'm listening to rock and roll music, my foot gets very, very heavy on the asphalt. So yeah, that'll probably be what takes me out. Since I've only been into one wreck so far in my life. Cross your fingers. That was enough. I did it on my own. 65 miles an hour going from pavement to freshly graveled road will flip you about 4 times. And if you're upside down in a car, and if you're in the old days of the rolling up the window, and you roll it up this way to roll down your window, well, if you're upside down and you're sitting on the roof, you got to go the other way to roll the window down. It took me a couple minutes to realize how come my window wasn't rolling down, and it was like, "Duh, idiot, you're upside down." But I was short enough and my legs are short enough that no no seat belt. That was back in the 80s. But my legs were short enough the steering wheel kept me from bouncing around. I hit my head on the glass, shattered the window. Um, they put me in a neck brace for like 2 days. I couldn't stand it. I took it off. But I remember going like this, going, "Oh." First I thought it was dirt, and then it was like, "Oh, that's blood. Oh, that's glass." So I had to go to ER and pick glass out of my scalp. Other than that, I was fine. Maybe that's part of my brain damage. Yeah. But, but keep positive with all this. I know this sounds like a broken record with everything going on, but we got to stay positive. It's just a little quick reminder, you know, that we have with everything going on. Don't let it get to you. Don't let it get to you. I mean, my life's gonna change here for the next 3 months. Tubby's got to have surgery, and it's not a life or death surgery, but they have we have that FMLA now, which I really wish they had for all the multiple surgeries I had. You get paid while you're off for medical leave. My schedule's gonna go a little haywire. I got to get used to it. But you know, I told him, I said, I get up, I start my coffee, I start my exercise, I start my shower, I put on my makeup, and then make a video and do my news, and then life starts after that. So yeah. Um, but anybody else have any prayers that need jotted down? Uh, Good intentions, positive thoughts, anything that people need to put out there to the universe to help raise our frequency so that we can change the world a little bit at a time. Because yep, I have very much a routine, and I'm used to being alone from I wake up in the morning till the kids show up at about 3 o'clock. I'm used to being by myself, so um, yeah, I usually don't start talking until I have to do the news, and I'm finding out since I don't talk a lot anymore, out loud, that is, brain's constantly going. I've always got the inner voice in my head. But when I read something out loud, it just kinda I have to really focus on the word, or my brain just kinda reads it and I don't say it because 'cause I'm just not used to speaking like I guess most people do. I mean, I talk to my cats, but it's usually, "Move it, fat ass." I mean, because my tortie is 17 pounds. So, but, I mean, I guess we could pray for everybody's health that's going on right now, especially as the winter's coming. Don't forget to set your clocks back. We get an extra hour of sleep. Yeah, I it's kinda I'm used to it though. I mean, even when I go shopping and I listen to people bitch and moan and complain, but yeah, this season, now that the times changed, it's gonna cause some depression for a good chunk of people because it's just dark. You go to work in the dark, you come home in the dark, you feel like, you know, it's the perpetual night, and we're not there yet. I'm not ready for my perpetual night just yet, but um vitamin D, keep up on your vitamin D. That makes a difference. People get depressed because there's no sunlight coming into the top of their head, and that's where that gland is where your body produces vitamin D, which actually isn't a vitamin, it's actually a hormone. So, uh I don't have my curtains open very often anyway because uh, um it's cold. I have There's this stuff called warm window, and it's a fabric. It's like a it can keep out the heat and the cold. And so I have them all enclosed in uh, cotton fabric so the cats don't eat it or they will eat it because it's shiny. And it really keeps out the cold and the heat. So either way, summer or winter, I have my curtains closed most of the time, except for like the back window where I can watch them driving apples in and out all day long. So I wish it was soundproof. Why do they do this? Okay, remind me. Remind my ADD brain. And yeah, this room isn't soundproof. It's not bad because this house is. Oh yeah, I know stuff on the walls make a difference for sound. This place is lath and plaster. Oh, my clock that's up here. Yeah, it's to remind me that it's an hour. I haven't changed it from the last time, so I don't have to change it here tomorrow. Yeah. For me, I get this, it's called brain fog that comes with uh, fibromyalgia, and it's just things will be gone. I mean, it's not people, it's if I was 20 years down the road, I'd think dementia, but now it's just like it's just my ADD and my brain fog. So I have to write a lot of stuff down. These little notepads everywhere with me. I mean, I have my list of stuff I needed to get done for the day, you know. So, and but yeah, spend some time in meditation or prayer. They both light up the same center of your brain. When people do what was it, an MRI scan, they tend to light up the same area. It's just connecting with our inner self, with our guardian angels, our higher beings. It'll it'll relax you when things start stressing you out. I mean, you walk the dog, which is good. I can't walk the cat. It would just have me drag it down the road. Just you put a leash on her and expect her to walk, and she flops. So, but she's used to a leash because she's on a string and can only go so far in the front yard. But if you try to walk her, oh, thank you. I mean, I just try to be positive. Sometimes my face doesn't look it because I mean, I got shorted sleep last night because I had to get up for this stinking blood draw and then wait for a half an hour because I didn't get the paperwork right. So, yeah, I had dogs, but they hurt too much to lose. I had a golden retriever for 16 and a half years and an English Springer Spaniel, and she was 15 and a half. And they're both in my backyard. Cats are, they're easier to lose. I mean, you just don't get as attached. They don't run up to the door to greet you. Oh, thank you. At least I'm not so shiny this time. I put on some of mom's old powder she had digging out her stuff. But yeah, cats are just kind of like, they look at you like, yeah, you're home. Or they'll stare at you and then your food bowl and then you and their food bowl. Like, you gonna feed me? And if you don't, because they've already been fed because she weighs too much. Hey, Charlie, how you doing? You at work? Oh, boy. Yeah. Well, hopefully you get to get off early and get to relax this evening. Uh, my Torty, she'll just stare at me. She'll stare at me in the bathroom. She'll push the bathroom door open, and then she'll just look at me, and it's like, oh, you need your water filled. Okay, hold on. Yeah. So yeah, but I mean, I love dogs. Dogs are fun, but they hurt too much. When one died and then the next year the other died, it was just too much for me. It's like, no. I mean, cats are, you don't get too attached. I mean, you get attached to your cats, but you don't. Especially if they're indoor, outdoor, because cats tend to just disappear. especially if there's coyotes around. Coyotes, that's awesome, and that's good exercise for you. Uh, 2 years ago now, I told hubby to get all the cats inside because my neighbor, like 5 houses down, had a bobcat in her at her pond. And, occasionally, we'll have a cougar go through town, and I'm not just talking a lady my age, but one time I woke up and there was a cow in my front yard, and I had to call a friend and ask if it was one of her cows, and she's like, "No." I said, "Okay." Another time there was a horse in the neighborhood, just to the small town up on against the hills. Um, they don't come down this far, but every now and then up in the orchards, the elk will get into the orchards because the elk like to eat the apples. But, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I love cows, and I've taught the daycare kids. Yeah, because horses, everybody knows horses kick. So cows kick too, but remember, cows will also kick sideways. They don't just kick backwards; they'll kick you sideways. I showed a dairy cow my senior year. I'm lost, Seventh. Am I in your pocket? Is the cat going across your phone? He'll do that. I put his phone in his pocket. Um, but I showed a dairy cow for at the local fair my senior year in high school, and it was hilarious because you have to be the one for 4-H to take care of your cow. It needs food, it needs water, it needs whatever needs done. You have to be there to take care of it. Nobody else can do it. Not your parent, not your 4-H leader. So there I go trudging through the dairy barn in a formal dress because I had won Junior Miss Princess. Yeah, that was quite the sight. Hiking up the dress because it was a long dress down to the floor, hiking it all up, dress shoes, tromping through the dairy barn. That's what you didn't do anything bad. It was just hilarious. Go read. Anyone have any exciting plans for the weekend? My goal is to still put up the plastic. I didn't get to it last weekend because I had the baby. I still gotta put her playpen away. That's gonna be a challenge. I should have done it before I had my nails put back on. So, but yeah, I don't think there's any plans for this weekend except wait for the surgeon to call. But I had wanted to go hiking, but that's not gonna happen. So, yeah. So I'll be sitting at home getting my exercise. Oh, good Lord, I gained close to 5 pounds. I jumped on the scale at the doctor's office and I was like, oh boy. Yeah. So it'll be extra exercise for me now. This Halloween candy did not help me at all. No, need to wrap it up and hide it as high as I can, and because if I don't see it, I won't eat it. But if I see it, I'll eat it all. It's a bad habit. I have worked on breaking my potato chip habit. That's getting better. I'm breaking that habit to the point if I have a potato chip, it just doesn't taste good anymore. Oh, now if I could do that with chocolate, that'd be great. But no. Um, just listening to the Gray Zone. Now I can really get it's. I need to find her channel. I think it's a Christy Butts channel. The Gray Zone. Um, is it just Gray Zone? Because I know the Gray Zone is Blumenthal. Oh, hello, Goose. Is Max Blumenthal, and he was interviewing Aaron Mate. So that's where I learned about some of these atrocities that are still going on. I mean, I'm to the point I don't like listening to it, but I want to keep abreast. So someone says something, I don't look like a complete idiot. I mean, I'm definitely anti-war, but at times wars put food on my table. No, not that I know of. Uh, what do you call it? Yeah, it's put food on my table because hubby's an aerospace machinist. And there goes the cat. Goose, Goose, say hi, Goose. She's like, Goose. Yeah, no interest whatsoever. No interest whatsoever. I should probably just get an actual webcam instead of this thing that's attached to my MacBook. But I'll be back Tuesday. I don't think anything's. I have to look at my schedule. You'd think someone, a housewife, wouldn't do a whole lot. But when you're watching daycare kids, yeah. Oh, they have Veterans Day. I don't have a Veterans Day anyway. That's nice. I mean, trying to keep him busy. I'm really sick of Fortnite. He likes the 12-year-old. Yes, Goose. That thing is. She has a bell, so we can see her at nighttime, or at least hear her at nighttime because she's so dark. My black cat would go out at nighttime, so it wasn't a problem. Oh no. I hope your daughter gets some help. That's add her to the list. Yeah. Not to mention her. But everyone else that are fighting substances. I mean, because that's who was it? Hubby's friend was at a coffee shop, just chit chatting with the gal, making the coffee, and the girl was just like, Goose! That's my carpet! Hold on. Probably take my headphones with me. You want out now? Go. Typically, I leave the door open, but if hubby's home and he's watching something, there goes my goddamn Wi-Fi. If he's watching something, I don't want to get a copyright strike because they don't. YouTube recognizes a automotive show on YouTube. Thanks. They take this one is the Green Man. It's a combination of the Green Man and there's the Corn God. And the face is from Brian Froud's Fairy Oracle deck, one called himself. This one is a complete backwards of what it should be. That's Bast, except in the typical Egyptian, you get the Egyptian sun rays and whatnot. It's their deities are a human body with an animal head. Well, I saw this drawing that was gorgeous of reversed of basically more of a cat face, human cat face with cat body. And so I had my tattoo artist do it. And Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I don't know about a new carpet. I'd like to just tear them all up and go to the hardwood floors that are underneath all this because it's got 80-year-old hardwood floors, nice and sturdy. But I grew up with carpet over beautiful hardwood floors, and my dad was like, "Are you going to wax and polish them every week?" I said, "Nope." He goes, "Carpet stays." So I think while I have animals, I'll just keep carpet. Yeah, and besides, it's warmer, and it does muffle the noise because upstairs, the it would probably really loud downstairs in the basement if someone walked across the hardwood floors. Yeah, I don't know about how good Kitty Goose is, but as she scoots her butt across the carpet like a dog, and then I have to go trim it and clean the carpet and trim her butt. Uh, Everybody's, oh, long hairs are so lovely. It's like, really? Have you had one? My Maine Coon, that was never an issue. But Goose looks like she wears puffy pants that stop at her knees. So, um, I should go put away my groceries, guys. I'll be back Tuesday. Probably with the list this time instead of instead of the typical Thursday, Friday of sending out. Oh boy, of sending out good intentions out to the universe. Um, mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm constantly vacuuming. I've got a typical housewife canister vacuum. I love you too, hun. If I guess I should look at here and say that instead of pictures comment on the side. But I figured out when my back hurts, there's days I could just take my little stool, and since it's a canister vacuum, put the canister by me and just kind of sit there and go in circles, and then move it a little, sit some more, and vacuum in circles because it's not the whole machine; it's just the stick with that power head at the bottom. Yeah, I've learned little ways around things because I good. You made me laugh. That was funny. My grandson, the 12-year-old, the daycare kid, they call me grandma because that's how I've been around him since they were babies. Um, he goes one day, he goes, "You laugh more than you talk." I said, well, "That's a good thing. That's a real good thing." Yeah. Hugs back, hon. Oh, there we go. Hugs back. There we go. Instead of just reading. So I should be putting my groceries away. I just scrambled to Costco and called Granny. My son's daughter calls me Nana. I'm Nana. And she knows that she comes here and she gets her apple juice and her Cheetos. And so I probably won't have her for another month. Hopefully, be, eh, he's out of vacation, so it won't be till January till he takes vacation days, and I watch her and they go to a concert. Those dogs went to um, uh, Metalocalypse. I think the band's called, or was that the show? Uh, I'm the granny from, I'm, yeah, I don't fit the typical granny. Yeah, I got the gray hair, but I have the holes in my ears and the tattoos, and I cuss and sometimes I cuss like a sailor. And she learned how to say really young, "Oh shit," when she's about 2. But they got to go see, was it Metalocalypse or Death Clock, whatever they call themselves. The guys from that the band from that cartoon, Metalocalypse. And those dogs got to go see them, and I stayed home and watched the baby for 2 nights. I forget who else they 2 concerts on a Tuesday and Wednesday, so I had the baby that night. But I'm getting it's too old for concerts. Not that I don't enjoy them, but my irregular heartbeat kicks up with the bass if it's too deep and too loud, and it hurts. It really hurts. So I know someone asked me what kind of music I listen to, and I'm sending them Marilyn Manson's "This Is the New Shit" video, and then uh, um, "My Generation" from Limp Bizkit, and it's about Generation X. Yeah, I don't like crowds either. But if I am in a crowd for a concert, I have to be at the front row. Bad habit. Something I maybe I just don't realize there's so many people behind me. And then I sent "Killing in the Name of" by Rage Against the Machine. And if you go to there, I have a comment about the youth and how they'll just turn themselves over to a new Wi-Fi and a new device, and they'll sit in the corner and drool and do nothing and watch the world burn around them. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're both short. We can't see if if we're not in the front row. I mean, I had one guy was so hilarious. You've got your hand up in the air. My nephew wrote that. Wow. Wow. I mean, yeah, my generation was raised by the raised by the TV or the radio. I think more of us were radio. Come home, turn on the stereo, let yourself in, make your own dinner. You're lucky if they come home before you go to bed, your parents. But yeah, I had someone, you know, just raising their arm with the music and everything and hit me in the head twice on accident, and they kept apologizing and I kept laughing. And I'm like, so you guys want to help me get a little closer to the front? So yeah. God, I remember my parents in freshman year in high school. I have no idea where they were, but I was left alone to I was TV. Oh, I don't even know where they haven't a clue, but they left me to pass out the candy for Halloween. Not only did that, they left me with uh, there was whiskey and vodka and in the cupboard. And being a freshman, I didn't know I mixed them all. Oh, cool. That I think I used that somewhere for my Discord game. I'll have to go back and wait till they redo it so I can get to that. Yeah, so I left my classmates with the candy to hand out. I went to a football game with my best friends, and her dad drove us because it was in the next town over, and I mixed vodka and black velvet and drank it, and then was drunker than a skunk for the football game. The only drawback was her dad was the principal of the high school we attend. So I had to kind of try to keep it all together till I could at least get out of the suburban. I didn't get kicked out of school for drinking, but a few times I had to leave algebra so I could go throw up. Because, we'd go drink at lunchtime, drink and smoke cigarettes. Back when they were 99 cents a pack. Oh, those were the days. I miss smoking. I don't miss the price or if I started smoking again, my insurance would go to the roof. But yeah, I never got kicked out of school. Yeah. Yeah, I remember running to the bathroom like, oh shit. Ugh. Yeah. Don't ever put your wine in vitamin bottles to disguise it. That was gross. But I did it. Yeah. I remember me and my cousin drinking wine and her mom trying to find us. And so us kids wanted to hide. We ran through a hop field. Don't ever do that. Running through a hop field is very painful because they look like these soft, squishy, pretty little pine cones. But all the vines have those little nettles on them. And yeah, you'll cut yourself up running through a hop field. I mean, one of these days I need to do an interview with Captain, because for someone who was, I think back on it now, and I think it's to the boat. It reminds me. Oh, yeah, I can't do wine. They give me a migraine. I never realized how much these different substances influenced my life. I thought it was just kind of normal, but I think about it now and all the situations I was in. It's like my dad really wasn't a drinker. Well, he was before he got married, but then his mother made him stop. But he found out I was driving after drinking, so he took my keys away for a week. And then I came home and he's standing there in the bathroom splashing water in his face because he'd went and played dominoes with my uncles. And yeah, but man, you started early like I did. And I'm looking at him and I'm laughing at him, and he's like, "This isn't funny. This isn't funny." I said, "Yeah, it is." I said, "How'd you get home?" He didn't say anything, and I looked at him, I held him. I said, "Give me my keys." hmm So I was only grounded for a week because, oh God, I remember when gas was 99 cents. Yeah, I was only grounded for a week because he pretty much did the same thing. So, I don't think about that or think about. I'd forgotten that my cousin, when I was 15, his best friend, they're high on PCP. His best friend shot him and ran him over. And it's like, wow. Dinner. Oh yeah, my dinner's from Costco tonight. My dinner's lasagna, which is, now that I've been rambling, I need to go put my groceries away. Okay, guys, I'll be back Tuesday. And I got to get this all cleared out for clear all so I can find it. Yeah, I'll be back Tuesday. Hopefully with, again, I didn't do too bad last Tuesday. I had some sort of a list going, so I'm going to work on it this week. So I have another list going. I don't know how Tommy can do it every day. I know. He's definitely doesn't probably have ADD. More organized now. Me and organization are just out the door. It's like, oh, look, a chicken, and then I'm gone. So, all right, guys, have a fabulous day. See some of you guys on the boat. I love you all. Peace out.